wanted to take the opportunity once again to say thanks a lot for joining me on the video training series. I really enjoyed putting that training together for you, and I hope that you had a chance to sit down and follow through all of the exercises, because they really are important. And we've only just scratched the surface with the 5-step freedom formula in what I was able to share with you across those 3 training modules. What I'd really like to do today is to share a little bit more about the 5-step freedom formula with you. So I'd just like to take you back for a moment to where I was just 3 years ago, and that was the end of 2014, and I was director of a dance music record label in Surrey in the UK, and I was managing some of the world's biggest artists, people like Nile Rodgers, David Guetta, Calvin Harris, and this is something that I'd enjoyed, of course, very much so for the previous 8 years or so of working for this company, and before that actually working at EMI Records, which is where I started my career back in 1999. But the music industry had changed a lot, and it was an industry that I'd only ever worked in. I'd never done anything else. I had no qualifications. I left college without really studying to finish off my A-levels, and I decided that I didn't want to go to university and spend another 4 years studying something in a classroom that I just simply didn't care about. So I went into the music industry, and that's where I remained until the end of 2014. But I'd lost my passion. In fact, a good year before that, I decided that I didn't want to be in that industry any longer. I didn't want to work for someone else any longer. I didn't want to be in the restraint of an office environment any longer. And I didn't want to have a cap on my earning potential any longer. So something had to change, and it took me a while to figure out how I was going to break free. I didn't know what else I could do. I knew that I didn't want to just take another job in the music industry, and I also knew that I didn't want to set up a business of my own in the music industry. So like many people, and perhaps this is exactly where you are right now in your career, is at a crossroads where you know that something needs to change, but you don't know what the direction is that you need to take. So quite often we go out and we start searching. We maybe attend some networking meetings, we maybe enroll in some programs and go to some seminars and just get a flavour for what else is out there, what else is possible, what are other people doing in similar situations. And this is where we can fall into a trap of becoming course junkies, the next golden ticket, the next shiny penny, and investing quite a lot of money along the way quite often. Now, why is it that so many people who go down this journey never actually ever make it to achieving great things? Well, I believe that it's because people don't take enough time to actually first get to understand who they are. And this is really where the 5-step freedom formula has come from. I've really taken time to look at the key fundamentals which made 80% of the difference to me being able to successfully break free of a 9-to-5. And whilst I went through some difficult times trying certain things and things not working and having to make some very difficult decisions as to stopping certain projects that I'd invested time and money and working with certain mentors on, and actually saying, you know what, that isn't going the way that I thought it was going to go, and nor do I think it's going to take me to the place that I want it to take me to. So sometimes you have to just take that first step in order to then have a better understanding of what else is possible. I always encourage people to take that first step. It can be the scariest, but what it will do is open that first door. You have to knock on the door for the door to open. When the door is open, you can then have a look around. It's like employment being this side and the entrepreneur world, another world of freedom where you have more choice, where you have more options, where you have much more earning potential. It's by opening that door and just taking a look. Sometimes that won't be the door that leads you all the way to the destination. But what will happen when you open that door is that you'll probably meet some other people the other side. And those people can lead to opportunities, to connections, to business partners, to mentors, to coaches, all manner of things. But you must have that courage to first knock on that door and then take a look and see what's through the other side. So imagine what your life would look like if you were able to achieve the 5 entrepreneurial freedoms. Now, I touched on these in video 1, but if you didn't have an opportunity to watch that video, let me share these with you again now. The 5 entrepreneurial freedoms have come from basically hundreds of feedback forms from over 50 Escape the Rat Race meetup events that I've now run over the last 3 years, and just through so many conversations that I've had with Escape the Rat Race members. I always ask, what does Escape the Rat Race mean to you? And the number one answer that comes back almost every time from my members is the word freedom. So I spent time going through all of the feedback forms, looking back to 2015, 2016, and this year, 2017, and looking at all of the variations of people's answers, and probably some of yours in there as well. And when I look at how people explain freedom, what freedom really means to you and I, then I've broken it down into 5 core entrepreneurial freedoms. The first one is financial freedom. When I say financial freedom, what does that conjure up in your mind? For me, financial freedom means not having to worry about paying any bills, not stressing about a lack of money, never having to worry about not being able to afford the things in life that I want. That real freedom that comes from knowing that you've built up assets, that you've got businesses or property, intellectual property, books, courses, things that you've created or assets that you've worked hard to acquire, which now take very little of your time to maintain. But the idea here is that financial freedom is knowing that you've got an X amount of money coming in every month that more than covers your outgoings and expenses and leaves plenty left over to invest in other projects and businesses, and of course to leave to your children when you pass on in a safe, secure way. The second freedom that comes up behind financial freedom most commonly is time freedom. Now, time freedom is something I think that we all could do with some more of. I don't know anyone who isn't busy. Almost everyone I speak to is short on time. Now, we all know that you can't get any more time. Time is one of our most precious assets. You can get more money, but you can't get more time. So how do we achieve time freedom? Well, we achieve time freedom, for starters, by cutting out some of the things that maybe don't add to our day. And I'm talking about things like commuting to and from a job. So maybe there's 2 or 3 hours every day that are eaten up by you having to get into your car, maybe to drive to an office or sit on that really busy bus or that train, and that's not enjoyable. And yes, we can do some other things sometimes when we're making use of that time, listening to audio and podcasts and things like that. But essentially, wouldn't you like to reclaim that time? Wouldn't you like to get that time back again? What if you had control over your life? What if you knew that you had asset income coming in every month? Would that change how you spend your time? Would you have more time to devote to your friends, your family? Would you spend more time with your kids, with your partner? Would you have more time to maybe visit your parents or maybe do some charitable work? These are all things that often come up in my conversations with my members. Then we look at location freedom. So as you know, you may not know, I spent the summer out in Portugal. Myself and my girlfriend Laura suddenly realised that we had put all the hard work in over the last 2.5 years to escape the rat race, escape our 9-to-5 jobs. And sure, there were some ups and downs along the way, and there were periods where we didn't have a lot of money at all. But we kept going, and that's the important thing. We didn't give up. And within 3 years now, from being a full-time employee, I was now able to go and live in Lisbon for 5 months this summer and choose exactly where I worked from, choose the hours I worked, and really have that relationship freedom, that location freedom. So I could spend time with Laura and we could go and take afternoons off, and for Laura's birthday we didn't have to answer to anybody, we just went to the beach and we had a lovely day. That location freedom of not being tied to an office, working remotely, and just choosing where you do your work, where you get paid. Then we look at relationship freedom. So relationship freedom, when I talk about this, I'm talking about having more time to spend with the people that really matter to you. So maybe you're stuck in an office right now, maybe you're working in a big team of people, and not all of those people do you necessarily get on with. You wouldn't choose to spend 40 hours a week with these people if you didn't have to. On the flip side of that, who are the people that you're neglecting? Are you seeing enough of your kids? Maybe you're getting up first thing in the morning, rushing out, commuting, getting back really late at night, scoffing a dinner down and just literally putting the kids to bed. And I'm sure that's not the way that you would like to do it if you had the choice. Which takes us on to the fifth freedom, freedom of choice. When I say freedom of choice, for me, this means waking up every morning, opening my eyes and just saying, I can do anything that I choose today. I don't have to be at the office by 9 AM. I'm not going to get a phone call with someone screaming if I'm not there. I am the boss of me. How would that make you feel if you could wake up every morning and say to yourself, I'm the boss of me. I control how I spend my day. I control how much money I make today. I control the tasks and the activities that I spend my time on today. That is true freedom. What does true freedom mean to you? So the doors are open right now to the next program of the 5-Step Freedom Formula. The doors are open right now. We have limited spaces. There's only a set number of places for the 5-Step Freedom Formula program, and when they are gone, they are gone. We're not going to be running this program until 2018. This is the last opportunity to work with myself to get 10 hours of personalized mentoring plus access to 3 of my trusted ETRR advisors. You will not find that opportunity again until next year. I urge you to take advantage of this. Not only do you get access to myself and my mentors, you will be a part of a like-minded group of individuals who are all driving one another to achieve their full potential. You'll also receive a free Wealth Dynamics token where you'll be able to take the Wealth Dynamics test and find out which of the 8 entrepreneurial profiles that you are. As another added bonus, I'm giving you a one-to-one wealth mapping session with my trusted advisor, Lex McKee. This is an opportunity for you to be coached by the accelerated trainer with over 30 years experience of wealth coaching and helping you to get absolute clarity over your vision for the next 12 months. Lex will create a visual mind map and he will ask you questions and map it out in front of you on screen, and you will have a copy of that to work through as we go through the 5-week program. You're also going to get 6 months access to the 5-Step Freedom Formula private resource area, where you will be able to watch all of the recordings, not just from your session, but previous sessions and future sessions. You'll be able to connect with all other members of your group, plus future groups to come. And you'll have access to all of the resources, the links, the articles, the videos, the programs, which I'm uploading in there, hand-picked selection, so that when you message me and say, hey, I have a question, I'm not quite sure about how to deal with this or that, or I need more information on this area, or sales or marketing or mindset or whatever it is, I'm going to point you exactly to the best resource that you need at the right time. The 5-Step Freedom Formula is a 5-week 10-hour online mentoring program for frustrated employees who are ready to escape the rat race. The 5-Step Freedom Formula takes you through the 5 steps that helped me to personally escape the rat race, to build a business, and to be able to go and live in Lisbon for 5 months this summer, working remotely with my girlfriend, being the boss of me. Nobody else telling me what to do. I chose the hours that I worked, I chose where I worked, and the people that I work with. None of that is possible without having a strong foundation in place first. But for so many people who are trying to break free of the rat race, all they're focused on is the strategy. Everything that you see is all about how to do something. What I'm suggesting to you is that you need to take a step back and you need to put the base in place. I've designed the program to be as easy for you to collaborate and become a part of as possible. When you join the 5-Step Freedom Formula program, not only do you get access to myself over 5 weeks for 10 hours of personalised mentoring, but I'm also giving you access to 3 of my trusted Escape the Rat Race advisors. You'll gain the experience of over 70 years worth of knowledge in their own respective fields. And you're getting this absolutely free as one of my gifts to you. Only on the 5-Step Freedom Formula program will you find this lineup of experienced guest mentors. My first expert guest mentor is Lex McKee. Lex is the founder of Entertainment. He has been in accelerated learning for over 30 years. And Lex will be going through the 5-week sessions with me as a co-host. And in the background, he will be mapping out our thoughts, your thoughts, as we go through the sessions. The second guest mentor that I've invited to join us on the 5-Step Freedom Formula is Guy Musgrave. Guy is the financial architect, and Guy has over 20 years experience of working in the professional financial field, and Guy will be able to go through the 5 assets with you. Not only that, but Guy will be able to talk you through the mindset shifts as you move from financial security to financial independence and to financial freedom. These are steps that must be taken in that order, and it begins with understanding what your financial security level is, so that if the worst case scenario was that you walk into work tomorrow and your boss turns around and says, "I'm sorry, but we no longer have a job for you," how is that going to make you feel? Are you going to start freaking out? Or do you know that you have a comfortable emergency fund that can look after you for the next 3 to 6 months? Perhaps you don't. So these are really core principles of the financial module that I will invite Guy in to share his experience of working with clients and helping them to take steps out of debt to financial security and achieving financial freedom through one of the 5 asset classes. Guy will explain the 5 asset classes, and we'll look at which ones you currently have and which ones maybe you could be optimizing even more so to bring your Escape the Rat Race day much, much closer. My third trusted expert mentor that I bring to join me on the 5-Step Freedom Formula program is Cassie Footman. Cassie is a master success coach. Cassie works with Mac Atram and tours all around the world to speak on stage. Cassie works with people to overcome that voice that we all have, that little voice of self-sabotage in our heads. Cassie's an absolute expert at helping you to overcome those negative thoughts and especially the fears. In module 4, Cassie will come in and we'll talk through the most common fears that hold people back from achieving greatness. Maybe something's holding you back right now, which is why you're not at the point that you would like to be. Is it the fear of failure? Perhaps it's the fear of success. Maybe it's the fear of looking stupid and other people ridiculing you. Chances are that it may well be one of the 5 fears. We'll go through these 5 fears, and Cassie will give you strategies to help you overcome this and for you to stretch outside of your current comfort zone and learn how to manage risk. 5-Step Freedom Formula is for frustrated employees who are ready to break free of the rat race and create a profitable and meaningful business. All of the sessions take place online on Zoom and are recorded. The sessions are 2 hours long and they take place on Thursday evenings between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. UK time. The next program is starting in just a few days' time on Thursday, the 2nd of November. It's going to be the last 5-Step Freedom Formula program that I run this year in 2017. If you do not join now, you will not have another opportunity to learn these steps and create the foundation ready for a seriously strong start to 2018 again this year. This is your last opportunity. I will not be running the program again until January 2018. Would you like to go into the Christmas period this year, having just completed the 5-Step Freedom Formula program at the end of November, and having your own personal blueprint, your own personal development plan, where you know exactly where you need to be focusing in 2018, so that you can put your feet up and you can enjoy Christmas knowing that you've got the support network around you, that you know you have the tools in place to make sure that 2018 will be a year where focus will be unlike anything you've experienced before. Let me tell you a story about one of our previous members of the 5-Step Freedom Formula, and this is a story about Olive. Now, Olive joined our program and she got through to step 3, which is the finance module. And for step 3, I bring in one of my expert trusted mentors, which is Guy Musgrave. Now, Guy is the financial architect and he has over 20 years experience of working as a professional in the industry. And he sat down with Olive and spent some time, and Olive believed that she maybe still was 2 or 3 years away from being able to escape her job as an IT professional in the education industry. However, after speaking with Guy and after going through the first 3 steps of the 5-Step Freedom Formula, Olive was able to realise that with some juggling around of her existing assets, that she was only 6 or 7 months away from being able to escape the rat race. Now, that was absolutely incredible news when Olive told me, and I was so happy. But what's your hidden potential? How do you know if maybe you're sitting on assets which are not optimized, which are not giving you the greatest possible return that they can right now? So let us work together. Let me introduce you to Guy and spend some time to find out if you right now can move your Escape the Rat Race day even closer than what you think it could be. During the 5-week program, I encourage you to actively take part in our private resource area. This is a private group which is run by Facebook, but actually outside of Facebook itself. So there's no distractions, there's no notifications. It's purely a place to learn and to grow. And you'll be surrounded by all of the mentors. I'll be in there answering all of your questions whenever you have them, and we'll be loading that up with all of the video recordings, all of the PDFs, all of the slides, all of the activity sheets, everything that you need and much, much more will be in the private resource area, which you will have 24/7 access to. Now, as part of the bonuses, not only will you have access to this area for the 5 weeks that the program runs, but I'm giving you access to all of these resources for 6 months. This will mean that you can start to practice everything that we have shared, everything that you've learned, and now with your own personal development plan, with your own blueprint for success in 2018, you can go into the private resource area, and I have handpicked articles, videos, recordings, and interviews which you can dip into at the right time for you and get the maximum amount of value, not having to search all over the internet in the hope of finding what it is you're looking for. You can come to me and I can point you in the direction of exactly what it is that you need at exactly the right time. Not only that, but you can chat to all of the other members of the 5-Step Freedom Formula, old and new, because you're going to have access for 6 months. So as new members join the program in 2018, they'll look to you for your experience to help guide them. And if you're keen to share, then I'm sure that you will find new connections and new opportunities just from that group alone. When you implement these 5 steps, you will remove distraction, you will remove procrastination, you will remove any fear and lack of certainty. How will that change things for you in 2018? How will it change things if you know that the little voice in your head is just that? It's just a little voice, and you know how to overcome that. And you have the certainty because you know that what it is that you're focused on is the right path for you. It's going to give you the best chance of success based on your skills, based on your destination where you want to get to, based on your financial situation. And anything else that comes in the way, any distraction, you will identify it and you'll know to say no immediately. How's that going to change your results, do you think? How's that going to change your mindset? And how's that going to change the way that you focus? I care deeply about your next 12 months. You're neglecting your family, you're letting your health slip, you're not getting as much sleep as you want, and you're agitated, you're stressed, you're not the person that you should be. Someone who's got peace of mind, someone who knows that they're on track, someone who knows that what you're putting your time into is the best vehicle for you. And you know that with absolute certainty and confidence because it's based upon what we've gone through in these 5 steps. It's based upon your vision. Is this vehicle that you're working on, property, trading, network marketing, building a business, physical, online, is the vehicle the right vehicle to take you from one side of the bridge to the other? Is it definitely? Do you know that? Are you absolutely 100% confident? Because if you're not, I want to help you with this. And when you know that you're picking the right vehicle because it's taking you to the right destination, it's the best vehicle to get you to that destination, then are all the tasks that you're focused on, are the areas of the business that you're looking at, maybe now you're not in business, but you're looking at property, or you're looking at maybe doing something online, or you're looking at maybe partnering with someone. Do you understand what their skill sets are? Do you understand what skill sets are required for that kind of business? Is it very much a face-to-face type business? Or is it something where maybe like trading, you really need to get your head around systems. You need to be good with numbers. Because if you're a dynamo energy person who's got zero steel and you hate the numbers, you hate the detail, you just want to be out there, you want to be creative, you want to be talking to people, then you better not pick the wrong strategy because you're only going to be frustrated and it's not going to get you to where you want to get to. But I see so many people picking a strategy because somebody else has told them that it's worked for them, so it can work for you too. That's not the case. Just because a particular strategy has made someone else successful doesn't necessarily mean that strategy is going to work for you. If you've been searching for the right opportunity and you've been attending courses and seminars and nothing yet has quite stuck, then I can assure you that by the end of the 5-week Freedom Formula program, if you join us and take every step in the order that we share with you, you will have an absolute clarity and confidence about what you should be focused on in 2018, that you will hit the ground running like you've never done before. Of course, if you're not happy with any of the course whatsoever, then I will be more than happy to give you a full money back guarantee. I don't want to take your money if after 5 weeks you don't believe that you've had absolutely amazing value, that you have learned so much about yourself and you've made new connections which you can see the value in moving forwards to help you to accelerate your journey out of your 9 to 5, then you tell me and I will more than happily refund all of your money, 100% money back guarantee. So if you have decided that the 5-step freedom formula is the right program for you, if you've decided that now is the time where you really need some support and some expert mentoring from myself and my trusted advisors, if you want to be part of a small group where you can learn from the comfort of your own home, you don't have to travel anywhere, and you get access to our private resource area, you also can take the Wealth Dynamics Token test and understand which of the 8 entrepreneurial profiles you are, and have personal debriefing from myself within step 2 of the 5-step freedom formula. If you see the value in all of this and you feel that it's a fair exchange of money to learn everything that we're providing for you, then I encourage you to join right now. I've made it super easy for you to enroll on the 5-step freedom formula program. All you need to do is simply click the buy now button beneath the video and you'll be taken to a very simple payment page. You have 2 options. You can either pay in full at the full price of £497, or if it's more convenient for you to spread the payment across 2 months, so maybe 2 paychecks, then you can make that payment today of £275 to secure your place, and then the next £275 will be payable 30 days later. I really hope to see you on the 5-step freedom formula program. I know that I will be giving 110% to you. I want you to leave that program with absolute crystal clear knowledge in who you are, why things have not worked for you in the past, and why things need to be different in the future. You'll have access to me whenever you need throughout these 5 weeks. You'll have access also to my 3 trusted mentors, which is Guy Musgrave, Lex McKee, and Cassie Footman. The doors are open right now. We have limited spaces. There's only a set number of places for the 5-Step Freedom Formula program, and when they are gone, they are gone. We're not going to be running this program until 2018. This is the last opportunity to work with myself to get 10 hours of personalized mentoring plus access to 3 of my trusted ETRR advisors. I encourage you to join right now.